All right, what's up, guys? I'm getting a bit of a late start today. I slept in kind of, but also not really. I woke up, but I was having some weird dreams. We're not going to really talk about all the dreams, but I don't even know what I want to talk about today. What I do know I want to do today is we're going to do this Sumatra blend, and we're going to try that oat creamer and see how I feel about the oat vanilla creamer. So let's go ahead and I'm almost drooling on myself. I swear to God that gamer fuel stuff or whatever it's called. It's not gamer fuel. The gamer subs. It melts your brain, I'm pretty sure. One, two, three, four, and five. Okay. So yeah. I find it hard to focus after I drink that stuff. And I kind of drank it today as a pre-workout. And I swear to God, I've walked up and down the stairs 7 times, and I'm not sure why I did that. So it doesn't actually feel like it gives me energy. It just gives me ADHD. Whereas like when I take an actual pre-workout, I my shoulders and my face start tingling, and I feel like I want to punch walls. Like my name is Kyle, you know. So, um, I will say that the gamer subs flavors aren't as bad as I experienced as I thought they would be. Like, you know, as far as sugar free drinks go, they are by far the least disgusting sugar free drinks I've ever had in my life that are like sweetened, you know. But I'll still like sometimes kind of involuntarily cringe when I drink it just because I don't know. It's a weird experience for me. I don't understand how people like that stuff, but to each their own. I don't understand how people like avocados, yet avocado toast and guacamole are huge, right? I like circus peanuts, and most people hate circus peanuts, so who knows? uh, but yeah, I still need to do legs today. I'm going to do that before I stream, regardless. I'm not going to do that on stream because I've found that lifting on stream just causes me to take 2 hours to do my set instead of like 20 to 40 minutes max, depending on how much time I spend laying on the floor contemplating life. That's a weird thing I found that happens. Like when I go lay down to do crunches and stuff, when I'm done, I kind of just stare at the ceiling for 20 minutes sometimes. But dude, can you sense how I'm pacing like crazy because of the damn gamer subs? I took it as like a pre-workout, and I haven't managed to work out yet. There's only one left, the lemonade. I drank the peach today, the rest of the peach today, and it's kind of better than I figured it would be. When I was like taste testing them, I was really focused on whether or not I could taste whatever they used to sweeten it, and I kind of could. But when I just drank it absent-mindedly while editing stuff on the computer and working on those uploads, I haven't gotten time. Well, it's not that I haven't gotten time. I haven't had the focus to edit the like title and stuff on all the uploads, but I've been back to uploading and editing. Like I normalize the volume on each stream before I upload it to YouTube on the stream channel. So there's a stream uploading right now, and there's also a stream rendering right now. But if I'm gonna start streaming in the next hour or two, I want to hopefully start streaming before 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm probably going to need to cancel the upload and cancel the render, unfortunately, which has been the big problem, right? The internet's just tough here. It's like trying to win a NASCAR race with a flat tire, but I gotta finish the race regardless, you know? Once you start the race, I think it's often more important to finish the race than care about what place you end up in, you know? All right, so we've got our 4 cups of Sumatra blend brewed. Let's go ahead and pour that in here. So before we put any cream, any half and half in it, we're going to just try it straight with the oat creamer. Part of me wants to just drink it straight like a degenerate. I used to drink the little half and half things at like Haas's and stuff. Like my grandma, we used to always take her to Haas's. She loved Haas's. And she'd always get coffee. And when she got coffee, she wouldn't use the cream in her coffee, but I would drink all the little creamer things that came with it. I'm gonna take a taste just to sample it. And if this comes off, there we go. Oh shit. It fell down between the countertop and the refrigerator. That's alright. I'm gonna need to move the refrigerator when I paint this room anyways. Alright. Let's get a little taste. Oh, that's pretty good actually. It's way creamier than I expected it. Alright. I'm looking forward to trying this now. It's very, very strong. I don't know how much we're gonna put in here. But that's kind of one of the reasons I chose the Sumatra blend, right? Where's the spoon? I wanted to see how it fares in like the dark heavy blends first. It sits on the bottom. When you like pour milk in there, you kind of got to mix that stuff up. Let's see. It's not very light. It adds a little bit of flavor, but it doesn't really cut through the Sumatra blend very much. So let's see what happens when we add some half and half. I normally get the Aldi's half and half, but I ended up going to Giant Eagle, and I think they were out of Aldi. And one, their half and half is actually cheaper. This big thing costs slightly less than 2 of the little ones. And I like the flavor of their half and half better. So I think maybe I get the Giant Eagle one from now on. And I just have to go and make a little pit stop there. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I think I should have left more space. Probably needed a little more of this oat creamer to actually cut through the dank deliciousness of the Sumatra blend. But that's good. I want to try it. I really want to try it with the French vanilla. And the breakfast blend. I think it would be good with the breakfast and the donut store blends, the lighter blends, you know? Those are both medium light. I think the French vanilla is super, super light. Yeah, that's super light. I think the vanilla oat creamer in French vanilla coffee would taste really good. But yeah, let's go sit on the back porch in the dark, in the rain, and have a little chat. I don't know exactly what we're chatting about today. Oh, my thighs are sore from lifting yesterday because even though I did uppers, I one of the things I do is like a dumbbell swing where I do a squat and then I lift it up and I can feel that in my shoulder right now. And that'll work the inner thighs a little bit too. I'm gonna be sore for like a week or two while I get back into the habit of lifting. Also, I don't have BCAAs right now. BCAAs are the best thing for preventing post workout soreness. Okay, this is what we're gonna do for a minute today is talk about supplements, I guess. So a lot of that stuff is just snake oil, right? When I first started lifting, I was uploading it to Instagram to kind of motivate myself, have the public keep me uh, honest with all of it. But eventually that kind of became a distraction. But I did manage to get the attention of a fitness supplement company called Hey Charlie. Called FNX. It's not called Hey Charlie. And I always hated fitness supplements, especially protein powder. I used to play football and basketball and baseball and volleyball and all that stuff in high school. Ultimate frisbee. I played like soccer when I was younger. I've done like every sport under the sun. And I was an edgy counterculture kid. I didn't like the jocks. I just liked playing sports. In fact, one of the best things of playing sports was being better at sports than the jocks were sometimes. I really, really loved that. And, they'd like make fun of me for being smart. I'd make fun of them for drinking disgusting ass protein powders. And we were both wrong. But I still never liked protein powder. And I've had so many people be like, oh, you gotta try this one. It's better than all the others. Oh, you gotta try this one. It's better than all the others. And none of them were any good. They always had like the clumpy, nasty bullshit, or even the ones that didn't clump, they would leave like this weird film or something and just, it was like slosh instead of like an actual milkshake. But then when FNX contacted me, I was like, well, whatever. Um, I probably won't do the protein powder, but if like their other stuff is good, maybe I'll do that. It's actually the best protein powder I've ever had in my life. It just really makes milkshakes. I don't know how they do it, but they do a great job with it. And I don't know if my affiliates link still works. I'm not even sure where it is. I'd need to track it down and copy paste it. But full disclosure, I do have an affiliate link for them, and I was slash might still be an ambassador for them. Um, so do with that information what you will. But one of the first things I did when I agreed to be an ambassador for them was I looked through everything on their website, right? Because I wanted to know like which fitness supplements have confirmed benefits, which fitness supplements are actual snake oil, and what's kind of somewhere in between, right? And I came up with like a list of things that you should take depending on your activity level. There are definitely three things that everyone can benefit from. The first is omega 3. That is supposed to help with uh, Alzheimer's and stuff like that, I think. I just remember there's a lot of good stuff about omega 3, but I never liked taking that because it's primarily from fish oil. And I don't necessarily have a problem with seafood. I like clam chowder. I've had like buffalo coated breaded shrimp in the past that were really good, but I don't like anything that tastes fishy. Like I can eat some walleye, but I'm not a big fan of cod. So, uh, fish oil was always a note for me, but they have krill oil, which just tastes like really sweet candy. There's no fishy taste to that at all. So for a while, I was taking the krill oil, and these are by scale of kind of necessity, I'd say. The other two are, I'd say, evenly balanced. No, well, so the next is BCAAs, which are branched chain amino acids. I think those are important for almost anyone, and especially anyone that does any kind of movement. Now, if you're just a human potato and all you do is sit on a couch and watch Netflix all day, then you might not get much benefit from it. What branched chain amino acids are the basic building blocks of the body. So when you're actually using your body, that's what helps you recover. And I found that taking BCAAs will absolute is the most important thing you can do to reduce soreness the next day after a workout, right? Now, that doesn't mean you need to be doing workouts to the level that you get sore to recover from that, because it just helps with everything, with your energy levels, all that stuff. So if you have any kind of job where you're remotely active, like moving boxes, or if you just go out for a walk around the block a couple times a week, you can benefit from branch chain amino BCAAs. If you're just using your body at all, you can benefit from BCAAs. And the one thing that I think everyone can benefit from, and I need to hopefully be able to afford again, is a multivitamin, right? Especially in today's everything is highly processed and no one eats balanced meals anymore unless you got an insane amount of time to meal prep and all that, which I absolutely don't. Uh, Taking a multivitamin is super important. It just helps your body in all kinds of ways. You can benefit from that even if you just sit on a couch all day, probably especially if you just sit on a couch all day. So I would say that the multivitamin is most important for everyone. The branched chain amino acid is going to help anyone that does even the slightest level of activity. And then the omega 3 is a nice to have if you can afford to throw that in there. So then we go to the next level. Yeah. I would say, like, we'll just save the omega 3. It should have been in a different section. We'll do a whole nice two halves section. Um, the There's two more levels based on physical activity primarily. Next, we have the protein powder, right? Protein powder, I think, is really important for anyone that does any kind of moderate level. of physical activity. If you ever get to the point at all where you feel sore, even if it's just a tiny bit of soreness, you can benefit from protein powder because your muscles are built from protein. And if you're getting to a point where you feel sore, it means you worked your muscles to a point where they were starting to break themselves down. So if you're doing highly physical activity at work, like say you're digging trenches or something, or if you go and you do some moderate level lifting or like some type of CrossFit or something like that, you can benefit from protein powder because at that point you are uh, absolutely breaking your muscles down and you need to rebuild them. And there's really no way to consume all the protein your body can use per day and stay within a reasonable calorie limit, just because often high protein foods are often pretty calorie dense too. So protein powder is the best way to do that. I personally, when I was using it frequently, had three different protein powders. One was the morning protein powder that FNX had, which is like caffeine and stuff in it as well. I would, when I could afford that stuff, I was replacing my second cup of coffee in the morning with one of those AM protein shakes. Then the second was like the regular protein powder, and that I would get the chocolate donut of the morning protein powder. Oh my! I had to force myself not to drink too much of that because it was just that good, but kind of expensive. You know, I think it's like $60 or $70 for an entire month's worth, which isn't bad considering that's like kind of average for protein powder. I think it's a little pricier than some companies, but considering it's the best I've ever had, I'd say it's definitely worth it. The one I would drink kind of either during the day or during the evening was the vanilla. I liked getting the vanilla, and then I would mix frozen berries with it to make like an actual milkshake. I always put milk with both of these protein powders, and they were both whey protein powders. But the third protein powder I got, which this one is kind of like a gray area if there's extra benefits for it, but there's still the basic benefits of having the protein powder. So both of those protein powders were whey-based protein powders, uh, which have a very high output of protein per of grams of protein per scoop. The third one that I got was a collagen based protein powder, and the it's lower protein per scoop last time I checked, but it does have collagen, which is supposed to be good for your fingernail and hair health. And there's also a study that I would think was done on Penn State uh, athletes that shows it might be beneficial for joint health. And I was having some significant joint pain at the time. I messed up one of my shoulders. I think I had a pinched nerve for a while. So I tried that. And the thing that's annoying about the collagen protein powder is you can't mix it with milk. You need to mix it with water. It's not going to mix with milk at all properly. But what I ended up doing was instead of drinking sugary drinks like pop for dinner, I would mix that and I would have that as my dinner drink. It was like, I think I would get like a berry, like a sweet berry one that I had. So protein powder, I would say, is absolutely useful for anyone doing a moderate level of activity. Any amount where you feel you are absolutely getting sore, even the slightest. Now, the third one is creatine. Creatine is very interesting in that it's definitely got benefits, but it's not exactly the magic supplement that a lot of people claim it is. Uh, your body doesn't really use creatine in the same way that it does protein and amino acids. What it does is it stores creatine like an energy source. Like it's like charging up your batteries, so to speak. So, uh, using creatine doesn't increase your strength per se, but it increases your endurance. You know, it allows you to do more reps at that same weight, at least from all the research I've seen. And the other thing it does is it adds bulk. So if you want to look like a beefcake, then take creatine. It's pretty effective at doing that. I think it's mostly beneficial to people that are actually doing weightlifting or trying to set new personal bests or want a little more definition. But you definitely need to keep in mind that it's absolutely going to bulk you up, especially if you take a lot of it. What I would do is that didn't come as like a flavored powder. It was just a white flavorless powder. So I would mix that into something else. Now, when I was taking all this stuff, I also got two additional powders. I would get um, the super greens and super reds. What are those? Those are essentially 100% daily intake of vitamins and minerals from vegetables and fruits. The super greens being the vegetables, the super reds being the fruits. And uh, I would drink one of those per day, either one or the other. And I would mix the creatine. Normally, I got the super green because the super red was often sold out. And I feel like it's probably better to get the vegetables, anyways. I don't eat vegetables like I should. Most of you probably don't either. So I would buy the super greens and I would mix the creatine in with the super greens and drink that often with dinner or sometimes just to keep myself hydrated post workout or during my workout. So I think that is kind of a nice to have, but you don't really need it, especially if you're already taking the multivitamin. Then you definitely don't really need that because the multivitamin sort of does the same thing in a way. Um, Other things that I've tested in the past were the melatonin. That didn't help me sleep at all. In fact, I think that actually kept me awake. People have mixed results on melatonin, so go ahead and try it. The thing I tried was a whole sleep aid that had other stuff in it. That's what FNX has, but it was primarily melatonin was the main active ingredient. That didn't work for me at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure it just kept me out. But I really liked the multivitamin. They had multivitamin gummy bears, is what I would take. Let's see. I think that's everything, really. Now, there's other stuff that people talk about that I'm not really going to go into because I don't want this to last forever. But I think that's like the generic breakdown of the basic supplements that are good to take for your own physical and mental health because they help your mind a lot too. Um, Everyone can benefit from a multivitamin. almost everyone can benefit from branched chain amino acids. Um, Most people can benefit from protein powder. Then uh, I'd say only people that are actively lifting weights really benefit from creatine. The other things, the omega 3 and the super greens slash super reds, other things like that, I would say are also beneficial for you, but not really necessary in that if you're finding it difficult to afford this type of stuff, those are the first things I would personally cut out. The other thing I want to talk about real quick though is pre-workouts. Pre-workout is basically a whole fuck ton of stimulants crammed into a drink. I have mixed feelings about it, right? I found at times when I had low motivation, it was really good for motivating me because I would drink that shit and then my face and my shoulders would start tingling. I'd be like, man, I need to do something with all this energy. So, and then I would go work out. I never experienced a crash, at least from the FNX pre workout. So that's nice. But I also kind of wondered what that was doing to my heart health and stuff like that, because I probably already push the limit with how much caffeine I get from drinking coffee and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if that was the greatest thing for me. You can get caffeine free pre workouts and all that, but just in general, I didn't really like the feeling of tweaking like that. It's nice to help you get motivated, and I'd say maybe the specific use case I'd have for it would be if you're like going for a PR or something like that, or you're really, really struggling to stay awake. One thing that I ended up using it for was instead of energy drinks, when I still had some of that and I was trying to use the rest of it up because I don't like wasting stuff, instead of getting an energy drink, I would take a half scoop of that and mix it in and use it like a regular energy drink. Just mix it into water. So, pre workout, that's entirely up to you. At this point, even though I'm older and I can probably benefit from it more than when I first started, damn, it's really coming down now. Um, I don't really recommend pre workouts because I noticed that I found it harder to get motivated without them, and I also worried about what it was doing to my heart when I could just hear my heart pounding in my ears. So I'd say to each their own, but I think those definitely have clearly obvious benefits, but it might be pushing the limits a little too much. So, me, I don't really lift for personal records, or I don't do any ego lifting. I do want to look better and be in shape and feel like I'm attractive on some level, but for me it's mostly just being able to stay healthy. Uh my dad has had issues with hernias and stuff, and there was a while where going upstairs and getting in and out of the car was difficult for him. He used to do a lot of swimming, and then he stopped swimming and really started to put on weight. And he's doing a lot better now that he's out of the country. He seems to be taking better care of himself. So I do want to say that I feel much more confident that he is in better shape. But I also saw that, and I was like, you know what? I don't ever want to reach a point in my life where I am struggling to walk up a flight of stairs or get in and out of the car. So I'm going to start now. And that's why I started the whole lifting thing on Instagram to begin with. It's just as a means to motivate myself. I actually asked my parents to get me a pair of dumbbells for Christmas one year. And that's what they did. And that's still the same pair of dumbbells that I use now. So uh, I think people underestimate the importance of physical health when it comes to your mental health as well. Our bodies are designed to move, right? We are the apex predators of this planet. Our bodies are specifically designed for combat and combat sports and stuff like that. Combat sports is something I'd like to get into at some point, but I don't have the money for that. We'll see. Um, that might be a November or December thing. It all depends on how things go. Right now, I'm just focused on trying to get through October. I turn 26, 36. It's 2026. I wish I turned 26. I turn 36 next week. So yeah, clearly I guess my memory's going. Maybe I already have Alzheimer's setting in and I do need that omega 3. But no. I was thinking it's 2026. I turn 36 next week. So yeah. I might not be uploading so much then because I'm gonna do a little traveling to see my family, get some stuff from Pittsburgh, things like that. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to see people in Pittsburgh. I would love to, but it's also one of those things where like it often ends up being drive 3 hours, load up the vehicle, have dinner with the family, and then drive 3 hours type thing. So if I end up having any free time, I'll hit some Pittsburgh people up, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. Regardless, I just I don't like my birthday in general. I don't get why people have these like big, huge birthday bashes and stuff. It's like, ah, yes, please remind me that I'm closer to death than ever before. Beautiful. And here's the thing: I'm not even afraid of death. I just feel like for me, it's more of I don't ever feel like I got enough done in the past year. I'm like, great. Another year went by and I didn't even accomplish 10% of my goals that I had planned. Maybe I just want to do too much, or maybe I just suck at focusing on my goals. But like, my birthday for me kind of just ends up being oh yeah, yep, yeah, I still didn't fix any of that shit, did I? You know? So I'm not looking forward to it, but I am looking forward to Halloween. I'll probably be streaming on Halloween, even though I won't be streaming on my birthday. And I'm gonna go lift, do legs, and then maybe cancel the uploads if they're not done yet, and hopefully be live by 9 p.m. tonight. So I'm just gonna say cheers. I love all of you. Get out and be physical, do things for your mental health, and God bless America.